Steve Andrews is giving a voice to the voiceless and taking the powerful to task. Now, 8 on Your Side investigates.
Pasco cleared him to return to his job at an elementary school. Then he stabbed himself. The Pasco County School District was just following policy. At least that's their story, and they're sticking to it.
School Superintendent Kurt Browning told us after a custodian attempted suicide at Connerton Elementary in December, he was cleared to go back to work, so he went back to work. Some parents told 8 on Your Side senior investigative reporter that it's the policy, and if that's the policy, it needs to change.
You know, there are a lot of issues with all this, and some parents are really hot about what happened at Connerton. And do you blame them? These are their kids we're talking about.
Kill me. No. Kill me.
Custodian Alec Rourke's held down by deputies, paramedics, and school workers after stabbing himself at Connerton Elementary last month. Rourke's lapsed in and out of episodes in which he seemed out of control.
Calm down.
Just relax.
Calm down.
Just put your head down, bud.
Calm down.
Several months earlier, Rourke's overdosed at the school. After a suspension, he was back at Connerton around kids.
It wasn't safe for him, and it wasn't safe for the children, and it wasn't safe for the staff.
Jen Weaver enrolled her 3-year-old into a program at Connerton last month. At the time, she wasn't aware of the incident. She is now, as well as the school district's assertion, there was no threat to children.
I don't believe it.
Why?
Because the fact there was a weapon on campus.
But the day that he committed that episode, there were no children involved. There was no threat.
Parent Valerie Van Strander disagrees and let the school board know its policies failed.
You carelessly placed him in an environment that was unhealthy for him, clearly failed to monitor him, and endangered your employees and the precious students we parents entrust to you.
Mr. Browning, can I ask you a couple of questions about the Alec Rourke situation? When that meeting ended, Superintendent Kurt Browning dashed out the door, entrusting deputies to deflect questions. Right, he's a public official.
Thank you. Please back up. Yeah, no, let me answer the question.
Yeah,
let me answer the question.
Yeah, thank you.
We did everything according to policy.
And are you going to change or review any of the policies you have as a result of this?
We continue to review our policies. We continue to look at the way that we deal with these kind of situations.
He should not have been put back with the kids. Even if he maintained his job with the school district, it should have been in some other capacity somewhere else.
Now, today, I found this week's school board meeting on the district's YouTube page. All of it was there except the public comment section where Valerie Van Strander blistered the school district for its lack of transparency, failed policy, and its stance that there was no threat. Just missing. You know, there's
That was missing.
Nothing like transparency in government, and of course this is nothing like transparency in government.
Well, of course, the school district contends there was no threat to children, right?
Yeah, and there are those who would respond in turn if there was enough concern to call sheriff's deputies to the scene and there was a weapon on campus, there was a threat. I've always been told in order to solve a problem, you need to acknowledge that it exists
First, yes.
Thank you, Steve. And if you have a problem you want Steve to investigate, give him a call at the 8 on Your Side helpline, 1-800-338-0808.